We got some news back in football. Let's bring back AJ Hawk. AJ.
Hey, Hawker.
Back, AJ.
Las Vegas Raiders have been very active today. Adam Schefter just reported that Maxx Crosby has signed a 3-year, $106.5 million extension with $95.5 guaranteed, making him the highest non-quarterback in the history of the NFL. For the third time in 4 years, the Raiders are addressing the contract of their cornerstone player, this time cementing his relationship with the Raiders for the foreseeable future. The deal was negotiated by C.J. LeBoy and Doug Hendricks. Hey, Wasserman.
Yeah, LeBoy.
Who's Schefter get his information from?
Good question.
C.J. LeBoy and Doug Hendricks of Wasserman.
Everybody.
Nonetheless, great negotiation by C.J. and of Doug, getting the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history to be Maxx Crosby. This one day removed from Maxx Crosby on his podcast, I believe, coming out and saying, yeah, I'd love Aaron Rodgers to play for the Raiders. So a lot happening in Las Vegas. I believe they did another signing here while we were live as well. It was... It was
guy from the Bengals.
Alex Kappa signed a 2-year, $11.2 million deal with the Raiders of Cincinnati, formerly of Cincinnati. So you're talking about the Raiders just getting after it here. The Raiders are making big-time plays. AJ, what are your thoughts on what's happening in Las Vegas, and what are your thoughts on the fact that we know Tom Brady is hands-on in all of these decisions that are taking place?
Yeah, that's my first question. Obviously, I think it's smart to lock Max up. That dude is an absolute cornerstone of that franchise and will be for a while now. But I just wonder, how hands-on is Tom? Is Tom out there calling agents? Is he, was he meeting with anyone at the Combine? Did he pop up anywhere? Do we know?
I don't think he was in Indianapolis, but from what I've been told, he was talking to numerous people that were in Indianapolis. So I don't know.
So day-to-day, though, so it does sound like day-to-day Tom is heavily involved in everything going on in that building.
Brother, I was so surprised whenever I was hearing this shit and I forget who I said it to, and they're like, well, it's Tom Brady. Would you expect any less? I'm like, yes, I did, because he's a minority owner. He's not like the majority. That is not how the NFL normally operates. But then everybody's like, it is Tom Brady, though. This is kind of how Tom Brady operates. So, makes sense that it's Tom Brady and he's doing it. But this is abnormal. I don't think a lot of people know this, that this is a very abnormal situation that a minority owner is operating both in interviews, in strategy, everything. It's makes sense because it's Tom Brady. You'd want that. But what a perfect situation almost for the Raiders, who need to bounce back, are in a very tough division, and now they got Tom's big-ass brain in there working behind the scenes, and Max locked in for 3 years.
Makes sense because, I've Tom Unicorn, been to 10 Super Bowls, won 7 of them, but, building up that offensive line, I think it was Dan O we were talking to yesterday about, I keep seeing this, I know Max said it, but as a potential spot for Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if, Devontae would go back to Vegas, but Aaron Rodgers for sure, especially if you keep beefing up and investing into that offensive line. And you would anticipate that Pete Carroll's trying to build a team that's trying to win now. It's not, maybe they get Aaron and still draft the quarterback, but the model, the goal is to win now. It's not a long-term build, Pete Carroll being there.
Yeah, and the Kappa makes sense. I believe he played guard for the Bucs when Brady won the Super Bowl down there with Tampa Bay. But boy, does that Maxx Crosby contract screw over the Browns and the Bengals. Because if that's the standard now, and Trey Hendrickson's looking for a new deal, and Myles Garrett's looking for a new deal, it's hard to imagine any of them. And of course, Tony, TJ Watt.
Yeah, TJ's
I was going to say that sets the table for Trey and Myles and TJ and Micah, because all those guys are up within the year.
And Max,
91 guaranteed. 91 guaranteed for Max.
Good for him.
Awesome.
This is Max yesterday on the Rush podcast talking about Aaron Rodgers.
But it's the first year off an Achilles is one of the hardest things to do. You've seen it happen with Kirk. Kirk had a down year. It happened with Aaron. I mean, he struggled, like you said, early on, but he got better as the season went. I think with all the doubt and all the negativity around Aaron Rodgers, he needs to retire, things like that, he's getting cut by the Jets. I think he's going to come back and have I know he's 42 or 41.
Are you going to say MVP?
No, I think he's going to have a big year this year, and I hope it's in our town. That'll be
Hey, that'd be a great fit. Aaron Rodgers, obviously, he's gonna be spite Aaron Rodgers, we assume. He's gonna be revenge Aaron Rodgers. Raiders seemingly have and want that culture anyways. Maxx Crosby, the pillar of the team, just got paid $101.5 million, $91.5 guaranteed. How do you feel about the way people are chatting about Aaron right now? I like it. Schefter's reporting Giants are interested. Maxx Crosby, who we're not saying he's coach, GM, or Tom Brady in the decision-making process, but maybe he is on the convo saying, wouldn't mind Aaron there. What are your thoughts on that matchup, AJ?
I like Max actively recruiting Aaron to the squad. But yeah, I know there's talk of the Giants being very interested in Aaron. I think whether they're talking about it or not, the Raiders have to be kicking the tires on Aaron, as they say, right, and reaching out and seeing what his interests may be, what his goals might be, how long he wants to play, possibly. Like it would make sense for Aaron to go to the Las Vegas Raiders. We know he enjoys an occasional cigar as well, so he could join Max in the victory celebrations in the locker room.
Oh, yeah. And think about his desert house. We talked about this a couple days ago. The house he would have with the views he'd be able to.
God.
He could take Devontae's house if Devontae doesn't come back.
Oh, yeah. Maybe some peyote. Didn't Devontae live in?
Wouldn't Aaron just live at Joshua Tree or at Burning Man, wherever it is out there?
That's out there.
Probably.
That's not in
Play a U2 record.
Young
Like Chris Angel would put him up.
Chris Angel.
Float him over the
Can you imagine those two having a conversation? How wild that would be.
Oh, man.
That needs to happen.